Hey, Thomas, Eric, with our night vision, there's something right over Thomas, Kansas down there in the sky blinking at about 10 degrees up.
From being a secret government agent to finding an entity with the potential to crash a plane, Dr. Travis Scott admitted to feeling fear unlike anything imaginable. Many skeptics have yet to believe the overwhelming proof provided by Travis in his attempts to seek help for what felt like it could turn into a nationwide emergency. This is what Travis stated in an interview. "This is the part that scares me the most. GPS signals over the ranch, and sometimes it stops at the fence line on the ranch, not just in the region, gets jammed and stops working. They even are spoofed to make vehicles think they're underneath the surface, not where they are. And this could cause, airplanes to crash. We have had drones crash because of this many times. And these aren't just little cheap drones. I'm talking about drones worth $50,000, and that is a dangerous thing. Suppose someone has a technology that can do that. They could pick a region and make GPS quit functioning. Then you're going to have airplanes that could crash. You could have automated drones that are going to crash. You could have vehicles that follow GPS systems. I mean, there are so many things that could affect it. And if it can do that to GPS, you can do that to other things. So, this capability is a phenomenon that could potentially be a threat. But what shocked fans the most about Dr. Travis is that he works for the US government. That's right. Dr. Travis is part of the Pentagon's UAP/UFO task force. This angered his team, which had never known about this the entire time they had worked together. They demanded an explanation, and the best Dr. Travis could say was that he was in a non-disclosure agreement. Dr. Travis holds a PhD in optical science and engineering, focusing on aerospace engineering. His expertise falls under various subjects, including advanced propulsion systems, space exploration, and theoretical physics. He has been involved in numerous research and development projects, often pushing the boundaries of technological innovation. Dr. Taylor became famous through his appearances on television programs, contributing his expertise to popular science and space-related shows. He has a talent for translating complex scientific concepts into more accessible language for the general audience, making him a popular figure in science communication. The most interesting part is that something weird happened at SkinWalker Ranch. Invisible force field. Travis and his crew found this invisible force field all around the place. And get this, it's not your usual force field. It messes with electronics and can push stuff away. They used high-tech sensors, electromagnetic field detectors, and thermal cameras to figure out what's going on. Early findings hint that the force field might be made of some strange energy. SkinWalker Ranch is already famous for spooky stuff like UFOs, weird creatures, and things that can't be explained. Scientists and curious folks have been checking it out for a while. Travis, Eric, and Thomas collaborated with Aaron Blunt from Straight Shot Oil Field Services to dig into this mystery. They were ready to drill and discover what was behind the force field. With all their gadgets and determination, they started drilling, hoping to unlock the secrets. But here's the kicker. They hit a snag. Something was stopping them, like an invisible wall. As they got close to the weirdness, they noticed something even stranger. Like a little beacon, the drill had this gadget sending signals at 33 megahertz. A fancy machine was watching these signals closely. The signals started acting up, going all over the place. It seemed like something out there was playing with the drill. And here's where it gets even more interesting. As they were drilling, the drill faced resistance and started moving weirdly. It was like the anomaly was pushing back. The team kept an eye on the beacon's signals, and it seemed like something was inside the area responding to the drill. In a surprising twist, during one of their experiments, the team realized that when the drill touched the obstacle, the beacon's signals went crazy high. It was like the drill, and the obstacle had a dynamic interaction. Aaron Blunt tried to push against it, and the signals got even stronger, creating a confusing communication pattern. No matter how hard the team tried, their drill couldn't get through that weird object. The force field was like a tough barrier, not budging even with over 8,000 pounds of power and various attempts to break through. Surprisingly, the drill bit itself came out of the struggle fine. It had no scratches or damage, almost like it hit an invisible, super smooth wall. This discovery was a big deal. The team had to figure out what was inside the mesa that could resist all their efforts. The force field messing with the drill and the drill coming out untouched raised big questions about how things work. As they went through the stuff they collected while drilling, the team hoped to find clues about what the object was made of and where it came from. The things they saw and the data they got made them think about some interesting possibilities. Was it some material nobody knew about with super special features? Or maybe it was a sign of super advanced tech, or even aliens. The team saw this as a win because the experiment caused things to happen at the 31-foot mark, which was the main focus of their investigation. If you found the invisible force field intriguing, brace yourself for an even more surprising revelation. Get ready to be captivated by the gripping footage we're about to unveil, promising an experience beyond imagination. History. SkinWalker Ranch was once famous for the phenomenon of spaceship sighting, which consequently made it well known in mass media. As early as 1996, the Deseret News, a publication in Salt Lake City, one of Utah's states, outlined some odd things regarding the ranch. After the initial New York Times articles by George Knapp fueled the fire, a series of Mercury, Las Vegas's newspaper, saw the investigative journalist speaker and presented his investigation results. The two essays explored a family that dwelt on farmland and experienced spooky and weird factors. These scary incidents took place to them, they thought, when the house was all by themselves, no one was there. The land located north of the Indians' Uinta and Ouray Reservation is known as the UFO Ranch Facility to the ranch manager. That's why it's called that. It's had a 50-year history of creepy stuff always coming down from some big, gloomy clouds. If the history of weird stuff happening on the ranch for about 50 years shocked you, you're about to be blown away by the recent discovery of a terrifying creature. SkinWalker Ranch is more than just a haunted ranch or a UFO hotspot. It is a phenomenon, a portal to another dimension, a gateway to a different reality. It is a place that has inspired countless books, documentaries, and TV shows that speculate about its secrets and mysteries. At SkinWalker Ranch, nothing is as it seems. The ranch witnesses many terrifying and strange discoveries, all defying logic and challenging the boundaries of reality. What could be happening at this mysterious ranch that continues to baffle even the most seasoned investigators? Well, you're about to find out. First, let's explore the gripping footage captured by a high-speed camera on the ranch. The gripping footage captured. It is astonishing to think that sound, which is such a common and ordinary phenomenon, can have the power to create a tear in the very fabric of our reality. The experiment team is thrilled to welcome back the renowned expert in high-speed cameras, Burdett Anderson, who has returned to the ranch to assist them in their investigation. They are experimenting in the enigmatic East Field. This location may not be as famous as the Mesa, but it holds equal significance and potential to reveal vital clues to the ranch's mystery. You may recall that the team recently shared their discovery of an anomaly in the photogrammetry data, and they're hoping that Burdett's expertise can help them understand this perplexing situation. The team has devised an innovative approach to investigate the mysteries of the East Field. They plan to emit acoustic sounds into the atmosphere and observe the effects of these sounds on the environment. They use high-speed cameras to capture any possible reactions or phenomena the projected sound frequencies may trigger. They aim to discover hidden secrets or elicit responses from their surroundings. The team is eager to test this hypothesis and see these frequencies' impact on the mysterious landscape above their heads. They are ready to sweep through various frequencies, hoping to find something interesting. Naturally, one can't help but wonder what these high-speed cameras will show. Could these projected frequencies cause a noticeable change and lead to a breakthrough in their investigation? The adventure in the East Field takes a more surprising and risky turn, as the team decides to launch rockets as part of their coordinated effort. Eric is in charge of the tone generator, and he broadcasts a variety of acoustic frequencies into the air. At the same time, the team carefully scans for RF radiation using a spectrum analyzer, hoping to detect any unusual signals. Meanwhile, Burdett, who has brought his amazing high-speed cameras that can capture 2,000 images per second, is keen to snap any anomalies or evidence that could confirm the remarkable legend. Will Burdett's high-speed cameras capture any evidence or clues that might unravel the mystery of the ranch? You're about to find out. Positioned right at the center of the photogrammetry anomaly, their expectations are high as they prepare to document the upcoming events. With everything in its place, the team intends to coordinate their actions. The plan involves initiating the sound frequencies and launching the rockets, all captured through the lens of high-speed cameras. Time is of the essence, and they waste no time starting their novel experiment. Thomas and Caleb set out to manage the rocket launch, while Burdett reassured everyone that the high-speed recording was already in progress, set at an impressive 2,000 frames per second. The stage is set for this thrilling combination of sound, rocketry, and high-speed camera technology. The air is filled with excitement as the team eagerly awaits the outcome, ready to uncover any potential anomalies or traces of truth hidden within the mysterious East Field. "Okay, Eric, let's test this sound now. Get ready for the transmission," Burdett directs. Eric initiates the sound, filling the air with emitted tones. The team watches closely, focusing on the anomaly in the East Field. Then the rocket launches in perfect synchronization, passing through the anomaly with impressive precision. Observing the rocket's path, they marvel at the coordination between sound and movement. During the footage review, however, Burdett notices something unrelated to the rocket's trajectory. He spots a peculiar object captured by his high-speed camera and turns to Eric for help identifying it. The footage displays something swiftly streaking across the frame, leaving the team stunned. Burrett's analysis reveals that this object covered an impressive distance in a shockingly brief period. The high-speed camera, set at a rapid 2,000 frames per second, captured the velocity in a mere 1.12 seconds. This object traveled half a mile, soaring above the distant trees, and the team watched in awe, trying to make sense of the incredible speed achieved by this unidentified phenomenon. "That bird must have had a jetpack," one of them says. Struggling to find a rational explanation for this extraordinary event witnessed in the East Field, supported by the high-speed camera footage, the group is left shocked. Was this a bird or something that doesn't belong here? And why did it appear right after they launched a rocket into the air? The recorded UAP is now the fastest documented object ever observed on SkinWalker Ranch, challenging conventional understanding. Eager to piece together the timeline of events, the team discusses the sequence of the sighting about the rocket launch. The sighting occurred approximately 6 seconds after the launch and lasted slightly over 1 second. In that brief period, the object blazed an extraordinary trail, defying the laws of traditional propulsion. The team analyzes the footage captured by the high-speed cameras and calculates the object's speed. They are shocked to discover that the object sped through space at a staggering speed of 3,600 miles per hour, a mere 6 seconds after the rocket's launch. The implications of such velocity prompt numerous questions and surprises. The object surpassed known aircraft and missile speeds, even exceeding the speed of sound. How did it attain such velocity without generating sonic booms or shock waves? How could it maneuver so effortlessly, without evident propulsion or exhaust? The team ponders the absence of audible or visible disturbances, contemplating the object's seemingly frictionless nature. Drawing parallels to the renowned Tic Tac incident of 2004, they note the UAP's similarities and characteristics, including the absence of exhaust or discernible motion, seemingly enveloped in a mysterious force field. Furthermore, the object vanishes from view instantly, leaving them in awe. The team realizes that the fact that they were recording at a rate of 2,000 frames per second underscores the swiftness of the event. They wonder how they could have missed such a fast-moving object with their naked eyes. They also wonder what the object was and where it came from. Motivated by this finding, the team tries to determine the possible triggers for the appearance of the UAP. They wonder whether the rocket's launch or the sound frequencies might have sparked this extraordinary phenomenon. They speculate that the rocket's launch might have attracted the attention of the UAP, or that the sound frequencies might have activated some hidden mechanism or portal in the East Field. To delve deeper into the matter, they opt for a sound-based experiment focusing solely on the effects of different frequencies. With approximately 10 minutes remaining for data download and camera reset, the team gears up for the next phase. Eric takes charge of the plan, ready to transmit a range of individual tones at varying frequencies. As he explains the concept of frequencies measured in hertz and their corresponding pitches, the team eagerly anticipates the outcome, hopeful that these tones might evoke a remarkable response. Their first tone is set at around 400 hertz, producing a relatively high-pitched sound. The team listens carefully, looking for any signs of environmental anomalies or reactions. They notice that the sound lingers in the air even after switching the tone off, creating a strange echo effect. This introduces an interesting aspect to their investigation, as they wonder what causes this phenomenon. Is it the acoustics of the field, the weather conditions, or something else? They decide to test another frequency, hoping to find more clues. If you thought the high-pitched sound was interesting, wait until you see what's next. An object zooming through space at a whopping speed of 3,600. They switch to a frequency precisely half the previous one, adjusting the setting to roughly 200 Hz. They listen intently, eager to observe any potential reactions or anomalies that this specific frequency might trigger. The atmosphere buzzes with the team's excitement as they feel the impact of the 192 Hz sound frequency. The sensation resonates through their bodies, leaving them in awe. They feel the ground vibrating beneath their feet as if the sound creates a harmonic connection with the earth. They wonder if this frequency has some special significance or power, and what it might reveal about the nature of the ranch. Suddenly, their attention is captivated by something above them, shocking the team, capturing yet another UAP sighting, which swiftly streaks across the sky. It's a momentary yet mind-boggling sight, and the team is extremely excited after what just happened. The coincidence between the sound frequency and the appearance of the UAP ignites their imagination. They recall the insights of John Dover, a local historian and expert on the region's native people. Dover believed the native people employed sound frequencies centuries ago to open portals to other dimensions. These people also claim to have witnessed UAPs flying in and out of the mesa, suggesting a connection between sound and UAP activity. The team contemplates the possibility of encountering a similar phenomenon themselves. Could they have opened a portal with their sound experiment? Could they have communicated with or summoned the UAPs? These observations indicate the possibility of sound frequencies generating unique environmental effects, and if Dover is to be believed, even open portals. Armed with this newfound understanding of how specific frequencies can yield special effects in their surroundings, the team's excitement soars as they consider the prospects of conducting focused sound experiments to stimulate and further investigate this phenomenon. They are eager to explore the potential of sound as a key to unlocking the mysteries of the ranch. They wonder what other frequencies might produce different results and what surprises await them. They are determined to find out more and to push the boundaries of their knowledge and experience. Reflecting on the success of their current experiment, the team recognizes the remarkable feat of capturing an object speeding through space at a staggering speed of 3,600 miles per hour. But that's only one terrifying event that occurred at SkinWalker Ranch. Many more mysteries and anomalies have plagued the property for decades, and the team is determined to uncover the truth. This intriguing discovery of extremely fast UAPs may be tied to a prior experiment involving Thomas and purple light. A few weeks ago, the team conducted a drone test to map the electromagnetic field of the ranch. They were surprised to see a purple light flash in the sky, followed by a loud bang and a power outage. They rushed to the scene and found Thomas lying unconscious on the ground with a burnt fence post nearby. They also noticed a silver sphere flying in the air, disappearing as soon as they tried to follow it. 31-foot zone. So when the team went to this triangle area, they found something just as weird as the invisible force field. They brought along 8 thermal cameras, but only 2 were extra sharp. That means if anything odd happens, even a tiny temperature change, they can see it compared to the regular thermal cameras. The new cameras can show things better than the old ones. So, if the thing they're looking at gives off heat, these cameras will spot it. They plan to send out stuff from the triangle over 100 feet up. While this happens, David, Mason, Eric, and the rest will use these 8 special thermal cameras to monitor everything closely. These cameras can catch quick changes in temperature that our eyes can't see, but can be noticed after the stuff goes up from the triangle. They wanted to head to the south field to try out their experiment. However, depending on what happens in the triangle, they might change the plan. They figured out that using a launcher and mortar together would work best. One person would pick a side and start firing from there. At the same time, someone else would go to the other side and start firing the mortar. They would time it so that the 1.6 gigahertz sweep starts when the rockets and mortar are launched, all happening at around the 31-foot mark up in the air. The mortar started, and the rockets seemed to be going through it before suddenly blowing up. But it turns out, it wasn't that the missile passed through the mortar. Something made it explode too soon. This caused the rocket to break into pieces right after both went up to 31 feet above the triangle. They were trying to make that blob thing happen. This whole thing happened right after they launched the rocket and mortar. What's even crazier is that it seemed like it all went down exactly at the 31-foot mark, the same height they were aiming for. It sounds kind of crazy, right? Not knowing what caused it, one of them had this idea. Let's shoot a bunch of mortars straight into that 31-foot zone. They wanted to see if they could hit something or make something visible that David's thermal cameras could catch. They were struggling to figure out where this weird stuff was coming from. So, they shot a bunch of mortars straight into that 31-foot area. They moved up to the top of the launch tower, getting ready for the next launch. After that, they noticed something on the horizon. They checked out a part of their special thermal camera that shows temperature differences and found that it could make an image through their analysis. This thermal camera used colors to show the temperature in the room. The color would turn yellow, or even pure white if hotter than expected. They saw something more sizzling in the thermal image than the surrounding area. They thought this strange thing they saw might show up in the thermal image. The team got curious. They wanted to know if what they did made another blob thing appear in the sky between the triangle and the south field. They all agreed that the best thing to do was to get closer to where this happened and launch more stuff. They wanted to see it again and figure out what it was. If you thought the 31-foot zone was unexpected, get ready for a shock because we're about to show you something even more captivating. An elusive silver orb-like object. Following the light, they searched for something on the southern edge of the woods. They knew they were on the right track when they realized one of them caught something on camera. As they kept looking, it was exactly where the camera showed a bright object. In their special thermal camera, they noticed something weird. They saw a glow in the same spot in the near-infrared spectrum. This part of the experiment got them interested. Even though they looked hard, they couldn't determine where the light was coming from. So they decided to launch the rocket. At first, all they saw was the trail the rocket left behind, but they couldn't see the light inside it. The light suddenly showed up, surprising them, but it vanished quickly. It disappeared into thin air, leaving nothing behind. Their ability to notice things was pretty amazing. They were confused because it completely disappeared from their view. They all agreed it was smart to return to where they were before to double-check what they found. An elusive silver orb-like object. To untangle this mystery, they scattered game cameras around the area initially meant for routine recording, but captured something extraordinary. A fast, elusive silver orb-like object. Its incredible speed deceives the naked eye, and the idea that it might be an extraterrestrial orb adds an extra layer of mystery. Recognizing the need for a thorough investigation, they strategically placed trail and game cameras throughout the property, focusing on this peculiar object with a unique shape and somewhat metallic composition. They hoped to track its movements and origin, and determine if it was related to the purple light or the power outage. This new finding connects with a recurring pattern from an earlier drone test, hinting at a potential link between these incidents. Their journey took an unexpected twist when they witnessed a bright purple flash in the southern part of the ranch and discovered a burnt fence post. The silver sphere briefly appeared, then vanished, deepening the mystery with its impressive speed. These sightings originated in the same place where strange happenings occurred in the past. Therefore, the research has become wider than expected. These people could speculate if the purple light were a flag or a gateway for the silver sphere, and whether or not the post was burning because of the fire. A realization struck them. This time, they may even confront the possibility of seeing something dazzling and unique, just like the rocket, which worries about getting involved with unknown circumstances in outer space. The filming was personally cited to ensure the accuracy of the recording. The rock, with a ribbon of fire escalating around, began to display its precious quality over time. The way they appeared credible, having watermarked the images, not only captured the particularly extraordinary events that took place on SkinWalker Ranch, but also helped to theorize the first-hand experiences of SkinWalker Ranch. They became stunned since they discovered they may have saved an alien spaceship person through time travel. Each detail played a major role in the mind following the line of thought, and their knowledge was enriched. Today, from glowing orb-like objects to super-fast UAPs and bizarre entities, these unusual findings are just a handful of the giants they started the mission with, not the purpose of opening the secret of SkinWalker Ranch, discovery of a terrifying creature. The event at the next SkinWalker ranch further confirms the unearthly stories with Robert Bigelow's employee Colm Kelleher, who, up in the tree, sees a well-sized, human-like entity with burning yellow eyes. Sitting up 20 feet away and 50 feet off is where Kelleher saw the creature, and he scared him. Immediately, he shot the rifle into the air, which caused the being to run away. It caused the markings to go deeper and the tracks to be more visible. Kelleher interpreted them as the footprints of a bird of prey, perhaps a raptor. The prints seemed large, though, and from the sign of the prints, the creature wasn't an ordinary bird. Already the ride had a heated atmosphere, something that they hadn't ever seen before. The image as if it were looking at them, its eyes glowing with a yellowish light. An unusual feeling of unease quickly clawed its way into their investigation. The study, funded by the Air Circle, with Robert Bigelow of NIDS as its head, looked into the shocking numbers of sightings of such mysteries at the ranch. Whether her yellow orbs stared from a distance or up close, a slight uneasiness would descend upon the investigators. Her humanoid nature often proved unsettling. At times, it would be impossible to tell which parts were human and which were machines. I felt like a character in an old-fashioned ghost story, as the ranch was populated with bizarre and inexplicable events. It was impossible to categorize the occurrences rationally. We keep making discoveries about this haunted place that will create new questions for scientists and researchers. With its history of strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena, the ranch remains a hotbed for paranormal investigation. As the team continues their work, they hope to uncover more about these mysteries and shed light on the unexplained events that have taken place at the SkinWalker Ranch. What do SkinWalker Ranch findings mean? Does Dr. Travis, working with the US government, confirm alien spaceships? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe for more.